Welcome to Reboot Punjab with value-based education, an initiative of the Kalgidhar Trust. Today we're going to speak about Walk to Save, an initiative by the Kalgidhar Trust, which stands for the education of underprivileged children in rural areas in Punjab. So what is Walk to Save? So Walk to Save is a global initiative running from the 1st of August to the 28th of August. It's an opportunity for the Sangat to get involved on a global front across the globe to make a difference. The objective of the initiative is to walk 28,000 kilometers in 28 days in the footsteps of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji gave us 3 founding principles of Sikhism. Naam Japo. This is reciting the Vaheguru's name every day. Kirt Karo. Do an honest day's work. The Vand Chako. Contribution of 10% of your honest earned income to those who are less fortunate. The Swans. So the Walk to Save initiative is for the education of girls in Punjab by the Kalgidhar Trust. And it was set up by 3 eminent scholars. Sant Teja Singh Ji, a Harvard scholar, Baba Akwal Singh Ji from Baru Sahib, and Dr. Kem Singh Ji from Baru Sahib. They blended education with spirituality, creating a compassionate individual. So in today's show, I have with me, again, 2 Sevadars that you met last week. We have Rai-Danells and Panesar. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So since our last show, we have had over 11,000 people registered on the Walk to Save initiative, and collectively combined, they have achieved 100,000 kilometers. That's 100,000 kilometers. I really think, Sangatji, we've absolutely smashed it. We have really done so well. So, Sangatji, we wanted to share with you a little bit more about the Kalgidhar Trust work in the Punjab. So as you can see from the map, the Trust provides education to underprivileged children through its 129 schools, its 3 universities, and it educates 70,000 children through the Punjab. Now, you may want to support Kalgidhar Trust through its work by taking part in Walk to Save, but there are also other opportunities that you can contribute, and these are by, for example, sponsoring a child, sponsor a classroom, you can sponsor the education of a teacher, or you can sponsor a school. You can donate, make contributions, and details can be found on the screen. But if you want to find out more about these opportunities on helping with this worthwhile cause, then click on www.educatetosave.com. So as I said earlier, I've got with me today Tej Benji and Panesar Benji. So I'm going to find out today about how both of these Benji have been getting on with their journey. So, and also we'll be looking at a Sikh role model who happens to be female. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about that. And she's really, really relevant to our program today. She's often referred to as the first Sikh woman in Sikh history. I'm referring to Bibi Nanki Ji. So before we start telling you about Bibi Nanki, let me start by asking Tej Benji. We're kind of nearly halfway through the 28-day challenge. And what I wanted to ask you is how you're getting on with your walk. Tell the Sangat a little bit about that, please.
Okay, I must say my walking hasn't gone that well, mostly because of the rain. It appeared in where I live, it has not stopped raining for the past 3 or 4 days. And so I wasn't quite, sure what to do there. So I think I've just been walking around my flat tracking those steps.
Yes.
Because, and then obviously always walking to the store to pick up the bread and the milk, etc. So I think I'm still trying to do the walk, but I haven't been as good with doing it daily and going outside, which is quite bad. But I think at this time, I know we've as you said, we've smashed it with 100,000 kilometers. And now I think it's what we need to do, and what we humbly ask everyone, is to have this fund, to have, we're all raising money for a very good cause, like you've just said. And I think whilst I haven't been able to walk as much as I wanted to, I think everyone's able to donate to this cause. So I would say, I would encourage people in the rain. You don't have to stop supporting the Kalgidhar Trust cause.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you. So, Dali Panesar, Benji, how are you getting on with your walk?
Yeah, so Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you, Benji. Yeah, really good actually. It's been, I'm still doing my 5 kilometers a day. As Benji said, but we're having difficulties with a few challenges with the weather, but I'm still managing it. So when it was hot last week, I just waited till about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening to let it cool down. And then I started to walk. And then obviously this week it's been raining. So I just I just separate it out. So I do half of it in the morning, half of it in the evening. So then it's not too bad. It's not too much. Even if it's raining, I've got my umbrella. I've got, I'm out there just walking. I feel like for me, it's just important to, carry on with what I've said I'm going to do.
Thank you, Benji. So, Tej, Benji, what have been the challenges, and also what have been the triumphs? So I know you said a little bit about the rain, so you're kind of trying to still get your steps in, but have you had any triumphs? I mean, we learned a little bit about, before you were doing more of a family-based walk. How has that been?
Oh, I guess I haven't yet asked my Chacha and Chachi if they wanted to walk. I think my Chachaji actually watched this show last week, so hopefully I'm going to message him straight after this to say, when did you want to walk? But yes, I think the triumphs are in. Let's just say every day my father messages me with updates, and I see that as a triumph. In terms of, I'm seeing what the Sangat is doing, and I don't know why, but that makes me feel so happy.
But also, what you're doing as well, because you're part of this as well. So your contribution makes up this, makes up this 100,000 kilometers that we've achieved. I mean, our target, Benji, was 28,000 steps in 28,000 kilometers, I should say, in 28 days. And we are, day 18, and we are 100,000 kilometers. I mean, what an achievement, Sandaji.
I know. And I was going to say, I'm very proud of Dali Benji for always making sure she does the walk that she wants to do every day. I think that's really, really good.
Yes. That's quite a role model for us, Dali. So Dali Benji, same just question to you. So, what have been your challenges and your triumphs while doing the walk? I know you spoke about the heat, the heat wave that we have, and now we have the rain. So how are you, working around that, or working with that, I should say?
Yeah, I just think for me, it's just the motivation for me. Obviously, is I get up and think I have to do this. I have to go out there. A lot of people have donated money, so for me, it's about honouring that with them and saying, I set out a target, I set out a challenge to do this, and for me, it's for my personal self as well. And I know not everybody can be in that situation, but for me, it's just a personal challenge to get out there and see if I could do that every day. And it's so interesting. But when you're walking and you're doing Simran, you're doing Vaheguru, pretty much on that, it happens itself, and you don't even realise it. I had friends message me last week saying, Dali, how are you walking in that heat? And I'm like, I don't know, actually, I'm just doing it. I'm just walking, and I've got a bottle of water. I'm just walking and walking and walking, and you can do it. And I'm pretty certain it's when you do Simran, and you can do literally anything. You're unstoppable. But yeah, I think for me as well, it's nice to see, and people donating, friends donating. It brings unity. I've seen friends from different religions as well, different belief systems that have donated too, and that's so nice, because that just makes me
very touched, very touched.
It's about humanity. It's so beautiful that people have donated, and I would say that's such a beautiful thing.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so Tej Benji, are you on track for the big finish? Did you have a sort of a goal or a target in mind of what you wanted to do over the 28 days? Like, are you there? Are you on track? Are you changing your mind? Where are you with that, Tej Benji?
I'm afraid I didn't set myself a target.
You're on the spot, Benji,
which I should have, but I have been encouraged by Dali Benji, and I think that this weekend I feel like it's going to be a good one, and I'm going to try and go out, rain or not, and then just walk and just find a way, like as you said, just keep Bible name in my head and just carry on walking, and then I'll see where I end up. But yes, so basically I am on track, but I don't have that defined a track.
Well, there's still time. There's still time. Thanks, Benji. It's so wonderful for you to be taking part. So, Dali Benji, are you on track for your big finish? I mean, what's your goal here? Did you have a goal set out at the beginning? I mean, you said that you're doing 5 kilometers a day. So, Benji, tell me a little bit about that, please, in the Sangha.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I've set out 5 kilometers a day. For me, then I post it. So when I'm walking, I post what I've done on my Instagram social media page. So I think for me, it was just like a personal thing. I can do this. If I stretch my mind, if I stretch my body, I can do it. So yeah, I think right now I'm on target for my personal goal. Just for 5 kilometers. But not only that, it's not just about that. It was just about helping other people as well. I had a certain amount of money I wanted to raise, and I'm nearly there. Thank you to everyone who's donating. It's so nice, so kind of you all. So yeah, I'm getting there. So I think by next week I should be on target on everything. And I just want to say, with what Tej Benji said, you can still join in, and don't feel like you need to do something so big and so prevalent. You can still join and walk around the house, and just get someone to donate a small amount of money, and you're still taking part, and you're still contributing to this. So it doesn't have to be anything big, like any big fitness goals. You can still take part being at home and just walking around the house doing steps, and just asking people for a small donation.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Benji. Thank you. So, Sangaji, we've learnt a little bit both from Dali Benji and Tej Benji about their journeys. So now we've come to the part in the show that we're going to talk about Bebe Nanaki. So we've often referred to her as the first Sikh. She was Guru Nanak Dev Ji's older sister, and she's very, very important in our program today because she is his sister. So we're going to learn a little bit about Bebe Nanaki. So, Tej Benji, so can you tell us, the Sangat and those watching at home, tell us about what you know about Bebe Nanaki, and when did you first learn about her?
I think I've always heard her name growing up, and I knew that she was Guru Nanak's sister. I didn't know that she was his older sister. I just thought it was sister. I thought it was older or younger. So now I realised that she was his older sister. And what I know about her is that she obviously, when Guru Nanak was born, she dedicated her life to him, because she saw God's grace coming from him, which I think is just so beautiful. And when I read up about her, I just thought the first thing that came to my mind is how good a bigger sister she was.
Yeah.
Like, she just cared for her little brother so much, and I think that's actually quite inspirational in itself, to see how much she loved her brother, so loved her family, and how she protected him when their father would get a bit aggressive. And I just think she's definitely a woman to look up to. And I'm a little sister, so I don't have any siblings younger than me. But if I did, I would aim to be like her, always taking care of them, always making sure they're okay. Because isn't that what we're meant to be doing? We're meant to be taking care of everyone, regardless of who they are, family, stranger. And I think she perfectly embodied that.
Perfect. That's so perfect. And women is in their role being, and this is a women's empowerment show, it's sort of through their nurturing and just as an older sister, being there, supporting him and taking care of him as she did. So, Dali Benji, over to you now, just to ask you the same question. When did you first learn about Bebe Nanki, and what have you discovered about Bebe Nanki ji?
Hanji Benji. So I first learned about Bebe Nanki ji. Actually, I saw a Rakhi picture of Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Bebe Nanki ji, and I wasn't, I always saw the picture, but I never really looked into it. So when I looked into it, and what I found was just so interesting. Obviously, Bebe Nanki ji is such a significant role model at the start of Sikhism. And as Tej Beji said, she was 5 years older than Guru Nanak Dev Ji. When Guru Nanak was born, she could see that he was different to other little boys running around, and she noticed that he was different. She supported him from parents and so forth, and because Guru Nanak would always want to give his money away to poor people. When Bibi Nanaki ji got married, Guru Nanak ji went to live with her, and I think at one point he disappeared and he got lost, and everybody thought he had drowned by the riverside, but actually she waited for her brother. She's like, no, my brother hasn't drowned, he's still alive, I know he is. So she waited by the riverbank for 3 days, and then Guru Nanak Dev Ji emerged from the water, and it's from that point she said to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, you're my guru, and that was, and she bowed down to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and that was it. That was the first person to bow down to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. She then obviously he got married, and she supported him through that, and she supported Guru Nanak Dev Ji's mission to go out and spread love and respect, and she supported him by looking after his wife, his 2 sons, and I thought that was so nice, because it just shows that support system, and also kind of incorporated Guru Nanak's philosophy of Kirat Guru, of doing good deeds. So she kind of incorporated that, that's there for us to see. Her good deeds where she looked after Guru Nanak's family, she supported his mission, she removed any obstacles that were in his way so that he was allowed to travel and spread the word of love, respect, Sikhism. So for me, it was just an honour to speak about, somebody so amazing.
Oh, thank you, Benji. That's just so, and for the Sangat at home, but also I'm really moved as an older sister to know that, you imprint upon your younger siblings and made such a difference, and such a nurturing, person that she was there supporting him through family, and those are the such beautiful qualities, and as women, but also through empowerment that we wanted to speak about. So Benji, Benji, as the elder sister, how do you think she influenced Guru Nanak Dev Ji? So we've had a little bit about her being there, but do you think she influenced him in any way in Guru Nanak Dev Ji's upbringing? What do you think?
Well, I think siblings always influence people, even younger or older. I think maybe Guru Nanak grew up and saw how amazing his older sister was, and then maybe potentially kind of said that he wanted to be like her, and this is, I think maybe they bounced off each other with what they thought. As Dali Benji said, she kind of embodied a lot of what Guru Nanak's teachings were, and she was 5 years old when Guru Nanak came into this world. So when he was growing up, he saw this elder sister doing all these good things. I did have a random thought the other day, actually, that obviously God bless Guru Nanak with everything that he's done, all those feelings. And sometimes I wonder, well, sometimes maybe he blessed Devi Nanki with those as well, so that they could work together and spread the message of Sikhi. Because I just thought that, sometimes that might be too big a burden on a single small child. But together, him and his sister, they are the ones that made the progress. They are the ones that were able to spread Sikhi. While Guru Nanak was out traveling, spreading the message, Bibi Nanaki was back where they lived, taking care of children, which is equally as important as what Guru Nanak did. So I think together they just worked exceptionally well in spreading Sikhism and making sure that everything went smoothly. Does that make sense?
And Guru Nanak, and Guru Nanak was very clear in his teachings about women being of equals,
Yes.
They are, and that's very important to just mention as well. But I think that whole that she was the first follower, that maybe some of those ideas or teachings and philosophies were kind of, he sanded them out with her, and God, shaped them, and through the divine, Guru Nanak Ji the Pillai Parke, he was a divine being. He would have known exactly what was there to be said, but that Bibi Nanki was part of that. So yeah, absolutely. So Dali Benji, same question. So as an elder sister, how do you think Bibi Nanki influenced Guru Nanak Dev Ji at that time?
I think she could see that he was different. Like, he had a light within him, and she could see that. And I think both of them sort of had love and respect. And I think her influence was, to go out there and do what Guru Nanak needed to do. She supported him. I think that's quite inspiring. It just shows that she had unconditional love, that she would support her family in anything. And I think that's quite inspiring in itself, that she was willing to support, show unconditional love, such a selfless act. So that to me is quite inspiring, which I think would have impacted on Guru Nanak Dev Ji, would have helped him to carry out the mission that Guru Nanak Dev Ji needed to do.
Thank you. Brilliant. So, Tej Benji, why do you think Bibi Nanki was such an inspiration? Why is she such an inspiration for you? And what qualities do you see in her that inspire you? So, from what you read.
I think she was such an inspiration because she was being herself. Herself was this loving older sister. And in a way, while Guru Nanak led us into, rightful thinking, don't know to say right term, but led us into good thinking, I believe that maybe Bibi Nanaki led him into going down that path himself. As an older sister, I think that's what she was doing. And I think what is inspirational about her is that I guess she didn't let the fact that she was a woman hold her back. She used everything she had, she knew, and she helped her younger brother spread that message. So I think that's what's inspirational, is that she just carried on with what she needed to do.
But also instrumental that she was supportive, that network, you know, while he was out on the road, supporting his family at home, helping with his children, because of course she didn't have any children of her own. So, you know, that's quite powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dali Benji, why do you think that Bebe Nanki was why is she such an inspiration for you, and what qualities do you see in her that inspire you?
Angie Benji, I think she's very supportive. Like that's such a beautiful thing. Supportive to her family, very like selfless. Obviously, wanted to help other people to progress their goals, and you know, I think that's such a nice thing to do, to want to help somebody else to achieve their goals. And she seemed very much like that. You know, a very loving older sister. You know, wanted to encourage a younger brother to become who she felt that they needed to be. So she could see that. She didn't hinder that. She, you know, in her heart promoted that. Oh no, go and do this, go and do this. I'll look after everything here. You go and do this. So for me, that in itself just shows how she was so loving, and, you know, just had that unconditional love for her family and her brother. So she's obviously got some amazing qualities.
Thank you. So Sangat ji, today we've learned about Bebe Nanki. We're going to continue in the show, explore more about women in Sikh history or role models. And I'm amazed to learn about Bebe Nanki and how she influenced Guru Nanak Dev Ji and supported him in his growing up by helping, looking after his family, his children, even at an early age when Guru Nanak Ji went to stay with Bebe Nanki. You know, she's, as a loving sister, as a loving older sister, you can see how nurturing she's been, and how supportive she's been. So, you know, we can understand why she's often referred to as his first follower, the first Sikh. So Sangat ji, we can still take part in the Walk to Save initiative. I encourage you to download the app from Barut.net, from Google Play or the App Store. So go to the Walk to Save link and register yourself, start walking, and then share the app with your family, your Facebook community, or WhatsApp. So thank you for joining us today. We'll be talking more about Walk to Save in our show and women's empowerment. It's time for me to say goodbye, and thank you to my Benjis, both Dali Panesar and Tej Rai-Danells, who joined us today, who gave such a lovely contribution and told us about their Walk to Save initiatives and how they're doing, but also told us so much about Bebe Nanki ji. So please join us next time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.